best setup to give yourself space for your feet here is to have the rubber intersecting this cross member. So you have adjustable holes on the sides of this piece, and you have one hole on the actual base piece. On the other side, there are two holes here that this pin can go through, but you'd have to rotate this rubber block this way. In certain cases that may work if you're trying to do a split jerk, and maybe you're facing away, come back with your right leg. You may want to find which way gives you the most space where this block is. You can also push this block back. And I'll leave it about an inch on this side to catch, but that thing's not moving anywhere. So you just want to find the space where if you're going to do a split stance, you're not hitting that, or if you're moving that bench in here, you have space. And I have personally found that if you have the holes on this side, use the single hole, not these double. I find that's the best position.
Alright, so what you're going to see me do here is pull out the rack, and just like I talked about of twisting that front support sideways and having a different position, I just went 90 degrees and now I would set it back in. But now you can see one of these support legs is kind of sticking out. So if you find yourself coming up to the piece of equipment and that is the case, and that doesn't work for you, because you're going to do a split jerk or something like that, or put a bench in there for an incline press, you'll know you'll have to prop it up on your shoulder like this, put the handles down to the ground, and then turn that top piece 90 degrees. So not too complicated. It is a little bit cumbersome, but it's a pretty cool piece of equipment. Alright, now let's say you want to use the small support. So you can push that tall one back just so it clears that cross member, and then push the little support in there. You don't really have to move the back support, but if you want to, I'll show you how to do that. There is a tension bolt that I'm loosening right here, and then taking out the cross pin. Make sure you take that safety out on the other side like I'm doing right now, and then that pin will pull out, and then that whole apparatus can sink down or come back up, and there's holes spaced throughout that you'll see once you're up on this machine. Doing the best I can to center it in. Going to take a little tweaking. Make sure your head's supported. Mixing up the grip. To use those neutral grip ones, I just had to move the bench back a little bit so my head was supported. And then once you have the right fit, you just slap plates on the side. You can use the axle, the collar clips. Those are the orange Rogue clips that we have. Here I am going to put it back up to its original position, which honestly most of the time it is left in that higher position. Not many people move the back portion of this piece of equipment. And if you had a second person, they could kind of be lifting up on the handles right now, helping you take a little bit of that tension off of that upright post. Make sure you put the pins back in and tighten everything down just as you took it out. Make sure you reverse your steps. Here I am doing shrugs with the piece of equipment. Neutral grip, regular grip. Bent over rows. This is one of my favorite movements with the Viking press, is these cleans to an overhead press. Because I don't have to worry about the bar getting rotated around me because I am not mobile. Alright, now I'm going to set it back up to that high platform. Setting it to a height that is desirable for myself. The actual base of this machine is for our Conan's wheel. A different piece of equipment slides into that tube, and those wings that I just fanned out are for the plates so the implement doesn't shift. So for this, I just moved them out of my way and put them in the down position so my knees wouldn't hit them as I'm doing a seated overhead press with this machine. And that is the Viking Press implement at Carolina Barbell.